And Ohinibi Ebusa, the president, John Dramani Mahama, question about security. Now, I was so excited. Time Ohinino Ebusa asked our question. Ohinino say, "Oye military person. Now he has traveled a lot. Or can send be about Inkura Wakoswa, when we said yen, Intokwa Esisiwa. Or when he say, a man of war and now politicians or more Ghana. The chief was basically advising politicians in or taking the opportunity. Say, where dear John Dramani Mahama Bejina Minima, or a politician. Memphis Sakwa was Naminfan Tunifo, Naminfan two politicians or Makafo. Say, we need to have a peaceful country. We need to have a country able to Martinim na Sebio Yachiri Obi Honka. Ye Omaya Sebio Obi di Bonnier Bechenaso. Ye Omaya Obi Nini. Obi Ndi ya won yem if you say, your body near two ever seen the president the crown can wasem. Into Hineno, Efa Akonya Unyayano, Ekacha John Mahama, any politicians in say, it is very important to say, Aba ye between or no or what security background or a military man or nim in Sunsanso when the tension and the language we are using are too strong. John Dramani Mahama respectfully responded to Ohiniwe Ewo, the Central Regional House of Chiefs. Let's listen to John Mahama's response. Na Yemfa Jumadieno and Jishaso.
Our father was Professor Mills Asumdwe Hene, the King of Peace. He loved peace and he brought us up. And so if you notice, I'm a man of peace. I never ever rabble rouse. And we encourage our supporters to follow in the same vein. And your own daughter Nana is a very peaceful person. She's a mother. Of course, she wouldn't want to see any violence in our country. And so we send that same signal to our people. Often when I go through the media and things and I see one of our people has said something that is a bit, out of character, I call and I say, oh, tone down your discourse a bit. And so, Nana, we recognize what you've said. We will continue to behave as peacefully as we can. But we'll also beg that you speak to the other side. There's a proverb that Utu Jramwafo, now we're to Momonesofo. And we also beg that you speak to the other side. Because normally what causes the violence is injustice. When things are not done the right way and you can see that you are being cheated, often people will not sit and be cheated. And so let's advise all of us, including the government. They are in government. They control the police. They control the army. If on election day they put out people like they did at Ayawaso West Wogo and injured our people because they wanted to go into our parliamentary candidate, somebody had told them that there were weapons in our candidate's house. And so they came without a warrant. They wanted to force their way in. And there was an altercation and they opened fire. And all of them were in mask, a Zugu mask and all that. Up to now, I went and visited one of the boys. He was a potential football player. His life has been destroyed. He can't do anything. He's sitting at home. And so when things like that happen, then it also makes us feel that the state is not available to protect us. And so people take the law into their hands. For the first time in our history, 8 of our citizens were killed in an election just because they were going about their civic duty. And there's been no investigation, no compensation to their families, nothing. It's like the government just doesn't care. So when it happens like that, and you think that the state is not able to protect you, then people take the law into their hands. And so we would just beg that anytime they also come here, tell them that they are in government and they have the responsibility. If you are president, you have the responsibility to ensure there are peaceful elections. When I was president, it was my duty to make sure that elections were peaceful. And so it's the duty of the president to make sure that these elections are peaceful. And please tell him that it's not in his mouth to determine who he will hand over to. He should just promise that when the elections are held, whoever wins, you hand over. But you can't say you won't hand over to John Mahama. If the people of Ghana say John Mahama they want and they elect me, you will have to hand over to me. And so we will appeal to you to also advise the president and his followers about that.